Anna Sally yet?
Not yet.
Little madam. She'll be meeting her Kevin, won't she? He's due back from Southampton by now.
Do you think she will?
Of course she will. Still, at least she'll have a smile on her face when she does turn up. Hey, young love. I remember it well. Mind you, more trouble than it's worth half the time, I mustn't forget that.
Well, I know someone who'd agree with you.
Only the one?
Do you know, if you'd asked me, I'd have said Gail and Brian were really happy together. Just goes to show, doesn't it?
Just goes to show how little we do know folk. I mean, in here, the one thing. Back in their own homes, they're quite so much else. I mean, look at Jack and Vera. In their own homes, you'd think they couldn't stand the sight of each other. But I happen to know that back at Duckworth Hall, it's love and roses all the way. Till she clocks in one, that is. Afternoon, Sal.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, Bet.
How is he?
Oh.
Oh, she says. I don't think you're late because you miss your bus.
No, it was me dad. He nicked my mum's purse this morning with every penny she had. I had to run off down to the post office and get some money out for her. I'm really sorry, Bet.
Oh, God, I thought you were with your Kevin.
Kevin? No, I haven't spoken to Kevin. He was supposed to ring me last night and he didn't. He's due back today and all.
Oh, we're looking at dinner time, won't he?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, of course he will.
What do you reckon?
Hey, right, come on, stead 'em open. Glory, I want some glasses through from back. Goblets. Sal, make a start on food.
Right, then.
Mush, mush.
Let me modernise it. You should modernise that flipping cellar for a start and stuck and left in.
Think of all the exercise you'd miss, Jacko.
There are some things you don't miss best, like holding the head, exercise, things like that. Ah!
We need 2 more up, lovey.
Okay. Look, I've been thinking, you know that our Vera's
Sacked.
been sacked, yeah. You know, it's not easy, you know, and our Terry's not pulling a lot in. And
You want to rise.
You're a cracker, what are you?
Look, I'm sorry, Jack, about your Vera. I really am, and I know it can't be easy. But you are getting now what you're going to be getting. I mean, until I know what sort of trade I'm going to be doing, I can't think about any more money for anybody.
Well, I asked, didn't I?
Yeah. Now then, 2 more crates up, then you can have your pint.
Thanks. No hot pot then?
No hot pot.
Burgers?
No burgers.
What have you got?
Whatever you want, as long as it's barm cakes. I'll tell you what, I'll take for this while you make your mind up. That's 35 pence.
Go on then, I'll have 2 barm cakes.
That is £1.35 pence, and Sally will fetch 'em over. Sal,
Okay.
2 on barms for Ken.
Right, Bet.
Barm cakes are barm cakes. It's not much of a choice, is it?
Oh, she does her best.
Happen it's all right, well, it's Ken. He's not going to walk out on us, is he?
No, he's not.
Do you know, I remember when he was going through it. All that wedding business with Susan and Mike. He must have thought it was the end of the world. Just seems like so much water under the bridge now, doesn't it?
Yeah, Gail and Brian's turn now.
Aye. One thing about this job, you certainly do see life.
How do you think Gail will cope? I mean, on her own.
She's got a lot about her, Gail.
Yeah, she has.
Won't be easy, though. It's hard enough with kids in the normal way of things. And what she's got to accept now is that for the next 15 years, she won't have a minute to herself. If she can accept that, she'll get by. I'm not sure I could.
Me neither.
Oh, thanks, Sally. Is the oven broken then?
No, we just don't like using it. Hey, do you want some mustard with them?
No, thanks. Well, bon appetit.
Yeah, same to you.
Now,
Very nice.
I'll pass your compliments to the chef, shall I?
You do that.
Everything all right over there, is it?
Oh, why shouldn't it be?
Not exactly love's young dream, are they?
What am I supposed to say to that?
I reckon it's this Vera business. Susan wasn't exactly jumping for joy when Mike gave the elbow. Fact is, I'd say she was more than a bit upset.
If she wanted a husband who cares about people, I reckon she picked the wrong one, don't you?
Hey, Luke, the wanderer returns.
Oh, Sally!
How are you, love?
All right, how's things?
I know a certain person who's going to be very pleased to see you.
What? Oh, Kevin!
Hey, not over that bar. It's unhygienic.
Oh, Bet.
Round the other side and do it properly.
Hey, did you have a good time?
Oh, well, that should cheer her up, shouldn't it?
There's now like it, is there? Mind you, she's convinced me of one thing she has.
What's that?
The way to a man's heart is definitely not through his stomach. If it was, Sally would die single, no question. I've took £7.80 on food this dinner.
Are you looking for somebody who can cook then?
Jack, before you start, I can't see you in a chef's hat, no way.
No, not. Our Vera's between jobs, as you well know. And I'm not saying out permanent, but as a fill, you know.
You gotta be joking, Jacko. You and your Vera, together, behind this bar?
Ah, yeah, you're right. What am I thinking? Must be going soft in me all.
Do you mind, Hilda? I've got a dozen little fellas doing a clog dance on my brain. You're not helping.
Oh, very sorry, I'm sure. Didn't know it was against the law to be happy in your work.
It isn't, but if you wouldn't mind doing it a bit quieter, eh? Afternoon, Gloria.
Oh, I'm not that late.
Late enough. Things were beginning to look a bit serious.
Serious?
I was in danger of having to brew up myself.
I've just been chatting to Betty Turpin, haven't I?
Oh, I thought you'd taken her to their gardens.
Well, she's back, isn't she? Been back nearly a week.
Oh, how's she going on?
Well, she said she's going on fine. Nothing to do, all the time in the world to do it. But if you ask me, she's bored out of her mind.
She's always welcome to drop by in here.
Yeah, that's what I told her. Said she might look in at dinner.
Oh, some hopes.
Why?
What, after the way she's been treated?
Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, I think I'm all right, thanks.
Perhaps it's as well to rate the serving in here. Hey, are you working here? Are you just there for decoration?
Don't it just remind you of your favourite uncle, him?
Well,
Yes,
half of it,
perfect.
please.
Look what the wind's blown in.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Hilda.
I think I will have that drink. A light ale, please.
And a light bottle for Mrs. Ogden.
Go on, Sal, I'll get it.
Well, look who it isn't. About time and all.
But,
What you having? Percy's shout.
It's what?
Down, boy, you're all right. It's on the house.
Oh, thanks very much. I'll have a sweet sherry.
Gloria, sweet sherry for the lady, a big un.
Oh, hold on about that.
Oh, suit yourself. I'm warning you on it. First one's free.
Oh, well, go on then.
so, what are you doing with yourself then?
Oh, this and that, you know. Surprising where the time goes. Ta, Gloria.
Oh, John. OK, Bet.
Yeah, thanks, girls.
Thanks.
See you
Ciao,
tonight.
Betty.
Ta-ta, my love.
I love it.
Oh, well, I think it's about time I got back.
Yeah, well, you'd want to, wouldn't you? You having such a busy life.
Yeah, that's right.
Like sitting in precinct, chatting to anybody who'll listen. Like sitting at home, stroking that cat of yours.
I say, do you think I sit at home twiddling my thumbs all day?
Save it, Betty. It's me you're talking to, remember? I can read you like a book. You're bored out your mind.
Well, what do you expect? I mean, work's been my life. This place was like a little second home to me.
Yeah, I know.
So why did you give Gloria the job when you knew I wanted it?
Hey, now, come on. You did go on about retirement a bit, didn't you?
Well, yeah, of course I did. Still, it's all water under a bridge now.
Who says?
Well, you seem very well suited to me, love.
All right. You're not around at dinner times, are you? To hear all the complaints about food.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying if you fancy coming back for dinner times, I'd snap your hand off.
Oh, you're not just saying it because you feel sorry for me, are you?
I only have to get somebody else.
Do you mean just dinner time?
That's all.
You're not just doing it for me, are you?
Don't flatter yourself. It's your hot pot I'm after. And your steak and kidney pie. I've got a living to make.
Oh, well, if that's the way it is, I don't have any choice, do I?
Oh,
Thanks,
thanks very
Mavis.
much.
So, when's Betty starting?
Can't be soon enough for me, love.
Sally's not going to like it.
Well, I can't help that, can I? I need somebody to do a decent menu. Any road, she'll still have evenings, won't she?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Sal.
Hi, kid. Look, when we've got a minute, I want a word, OK?
With me?
Yes.
Yeah, right, Bet. With me, Bet.
Yes, Flower. Look, I don't like having to do this, but I'm going to have to cut your hours down.
Cut my hours down, but why? What have I done?
You've not done anything. Betty Turpin's coming back. Dinner times only. Now, you've got to admit, grub line isn't exactly your strongest point.
You finishing me at dinner time.
Oh, you'll still have evenings, won't you?
And I'll only be picking up half my wage packet. Won't I, very much for nothing? Well, I won't do evenings. Because if I'm not good enough to work here full time, I'm not good enough to work here at all. So you know what you can do with your rotten job.
Morning, Hilda. Hiya, you look like you had a belting beauty sleep. Or did you wear a face pack last night?
Wish I could say the same for you.
It was only a joke.
Yes, well, I've never been very enamoured of your sense of humour.
All right, Hilda, what's your beef? I take it you have got a beef, or do you like making more noise than a clog dancer?
Yes, I have got a beef. And you know very well what it is.
Of course I do. You've just read in the paper that the board of directors are getting a 10th hour year rise and you want 10th hour as well.
Well, I certainly work a damn sight harder than they do, and that's a fact. Directors. Just an even easier way of making a good living than being an executive.
Oh, is that a dig at me? Because, I mean, that's what I am, isn't it? Well, a junior executive.
Very junior.
Pardon?
Nothing. Any road to get to the point.
I wish you would.
Why have you sacked young Sally?
She walked out on me.
Only because you made her position here intolerant.
I put a very reasonable proposition to her.
Well, reasonable to you, perhaps, but not to her. Her and Kevin have only had to cancel their wedding plans because she's lost her job.
They've never.
They have.
Well, I didn't know.
Oh, obviously not. So when are you going to give her a job back?
I'm not going to, Hilda. But she can come back part-time like I suggested.
Well, that's no good to her. She needs to get a full week in. Weddings cost money, you know. Then they've got to find somewhere to live and set it all up. It's all expense. Oh, they'd get married on fresh air and live on love if they could, bless them.
I am not going to give Sally back her job full-time, Hilda, much as I'd like to.
You can afford to take Betty Turpin back on?
Exactly. Because I need her to do the grub for me, which Sally can't do. Well, only after fashion. I know you think I'm being hard-hearted, but you have to be on my side of the bar. We're not living in the 60s and 70s now, Hilda, when the problem weren't getting the jobs. It were persuading folk to turn up and do 'em. Nobody were a bigger skiver than me. I never worked Mondays and Fridays for years. But them days have gone, Hilda, and nobody can fetch 'em back. Unless we find a few gold mines in North Sea next time. You either make a decent living or you scrape by. And I intend to make a decent living. And if that means hiring Betty instead of Sally to keep this pub making a profit, then I'd cheese. Now, them are the facts of life, Hilda. It's the way of the world, as I think you very well know.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a very nice world if you can't give a leg up to a nice young couple like Kevin and Sally. All they want to do is get wed.
The world was fine, Hilda, till Adam and Eve appeared. He started wanting a new car, she wanted a fitted kitchen.
Hey, you're not suggesting we go back to wearing them loincloths, are you?
Well, I don't know about you. I reckon I'd have looked stunning in one.
I think I might have looked like Gandhi.
What's that I can smell?
It's called Demure. I think it's the perfect perfume for me.
Smells like potato pie or even hot pot. Don't tell me you've been trying to make a hot pot. Now, I know the cuisine of this pub's gone down the nick, but that is taking a risk. There's very few people can make a good hot pot, and in my experience, women in particular don't seem to be able to manage that robust yet delicate flavour.
So you won't be having any?
No, I've too much respect for my internal workings.
Hey, Anna.
I said better you than me, love. I said better you than me.
Take no notice of him, love. It's delicious, I know, because I've had some.
They're bound to say that, aren't they? Because they look at them, they've made it. And now, look, honestly, do you think either of them could make a good hot pot, I ask you?
No, I don't. Do I look as if I could make a good hot pot, Percy Sugden?
Mrs. Turpin, I didn't know you
He
were...
reckons that your hot pot is rubbish, Betty. Isn't that right, Gloria?
Oh, the names he's called it.
I was under total misapprehension. I thought one of these two had made it, not your good self.
Oh, you stranger to the truth, Percy Sugden. He reckons women can't make hot pot for toffee, Betty.
Oh, does he now? Oh, well, you won't be wanting any then, will you? Because you're not going to get any if you did. He's banned from eating my hot pot, and I mean that.
They look like they're enjoying it, don't they?
Yeah, like they haven't eaten for weeks.
You don't know what he's talking about. It's delicious.
Is that your mouth? I can see watering, Percy.
He's definitely close to tears.
Won't have your flipping hot pot now. I was starving to death.
We're taking orders for tomorrow, though, Percy.
Yeah, we'd want your money now, though.
What you been doing to Percy?
Bringing him down a peg or two.
It's a lovely feeling.
Rita, you're not wrong. Sit. There's something going on there.
Alan's in a very black mood.
Rita's not exactly full of the joys either.
You said you was only going to be working here part-time, Betty.
That was supposed to be the idea, yeah.
She was such a big success, this dinner. Folk were even asking for her autograph. I thought, this woman is indispensable, I thought.
Now, the truth is, she's given Gloria the night off to go and see some chap.
Oh, that's another thing about you, Betty. You know, you're not likely to give me any aggro in that department, are you? You know, you mind wandering off on a pair of men's trousers rather than your hot pot.
Might surprise you one day, lady.
That's the spirit, Betty. You're never too old for naughties. That's what I keep telling Al. Once a fortnight.
Oh. Hello, Percy. How are you, Cock?
Jack Duckworth tells you want to see me.
Yes, about this dinner time.
When I was publicly humiliated.
Now, that's a bit strong. We were only pulling your leg.
She meant it.
Well, anyway, Betty's got something for you, haven't you, Betty?
Yep. Your own special little hot pot, Percy.
You'll not get round me as easy as that.
Now, come on, it's the best end of neck.
Spuds slightly browned on top.
I shall count to 5. 1,
I bet Phyllis
2,
Beans a jumper too.
3, 4, 5.
Go on then, you've talked me into it. And I'll have half a bitter to make up for that drink I didn't get at dinner time.
You're a hard man, Percy. Go on, give him a pint, Betty. Hello, my love. How are you?
Not so bad.
Scotch? Come on, we on half a bitters.
That's for Fred. Wishing you all the best.
Oh, blimey. Suppose I better drink it then. Cheers, Fred. All the best. Nice one, that.
Sammy, can I No, listen, this is going to be more like a rave up than a wedding, isn't it? I can't stand your average wedding, mate. You got all your relatives stood around staring at each other, eating each other's guts, speeches, all that. Do me a favour.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? You're the best man, aren't you? You've got to make a speech.
No, listen, it's not that sort of do, mate.
It is, you know, it's a wedding. Whether it's Prince Andrew or young Kevin over there, you'll have to make a speech, so get your brain going now.
Listen, if I have a fault, I buy too much. That's where my fault lies. That's where I go wrong.
I am not prepared to discuss it.
Well, you blimey started it.
Actually, Dad said he'll help you with the speech, eh?
Look, mate, I'm quite capable of dropping myself in the mire without getting an helping hand from him.
Jacko, come here a minute. Two things. One, stop arguing with Percy, it's only encouraging him. And two, I want you to come behind this bar for half an hour.
Oh, base me night.
I know, but I want to slip out. Look, Jack, you be right with me, I'll be right with you. You scratch my back, who knows what I might scratch.
See you in a minute.
Betty, I won't be long. Julian, fuck up, it's a stag do!
Right, Percy, come on. You're round now.
I thought we were having a kitty.
No, you were talking about
Somebody said we were having a kitty.
Talking about getting around.
Sing a song, side by.
Evening, Hilda. Is this where they're having the end party?
What end party? They're not having one.
They are now. We're here, love.
Yeah, so get some glasses dusted. Get glasses. She said take notice of him. He's only been up twice. First time he was sick, and second time he's at blow up.
Oh, listen, I'll have to go. I've left Emily minding Tracy.
Oh, you're not going yet?
I'll have to. Oh. Listen, love, all the best. Best of luck to you and Kevin.
I'll come down the street with you, Deirdre.
Oh, what's up with you lot?
I put your Jack behind bar half an hour, I said. That were a good hour and a half ago.
Oh, to hell with our Jack.
Listen, best of luck, love. Mind you, Kevin's a smashing lad. Happen you won't need luck.
All women need love.
True. Anyway, all the very best, love.
Yeah, you'll give more luck than I did. No, it's all right, our Jack. There's not worse than our Jack, you know. Well, you'd know that, wouldn't you, Hilda? What do you mean I'd know that? Are you hinting at something? No, I'm only saying there's worse than our Jack. I mean, I call him. But he's a man. I'll say that for him. I think I'll come down pub, see how he's making out.
Come on,
See you.
See you. Catch them back later, love.
All right,
okay.
Try.
Look, it's no good you giving me your money, love. You'll have to see better about it. Which is, you want to know how much you owe for food?
Nothing. What do you mean nothing? I've not spent a penny in here all
So
night.
spend it on your honeymoon. The food is a little thank you from me to you. What for? Climbing into my bedroom. I've only got one complaint. Why wait while pub we're on fire?
Jack, love, come here.
What are you doing in here? It's supposed to be a stag night, this.
Hey, we've had some good times, me and you, over years. We have, haven't we? Hey, we're going to have a good time tonight.
What are you at?
Hey, is it time to come over again? Would you still marry me?
No.
Oh, seriously now?
No, I'm told.
Joking apart, would you? You would, wouldn't you? Wait till I get you home, you
Julian, the bells are ringing. Come on.
Spoilt your grandchildren rotten, didn't you, down in Chesterfield?
Yeah, well, you have to, don't you?
How did the mum and dad get on in Spain?
Oh, you want to see them? Brown as berries.
Why didn't they take the family with them?
Well, it's like they said, you know, it's too hot for kiddies in Spain, isn't it?
Yeah. More like they knew they could get shut of them on you for a couple of weeks.
Oh, no, Betty, no. They wanted a break and they deserved it.
And what did they bring you back, Hilda? Something smashing, eh?
Oh, yes, it was very nice.
Oh, come on then, love, tell us.
Well, they're like what them, what do you call them? Flamingo dancers, like what they use.
What? One of them gorgeous frocks, Hilda?
Oh, no, it's a little pair of castanets. Like for an ornament, you know. They're very nice.
Generous to a fault, isn't he, there, Trevor?
Phew, the miserable little stick.
Ah, you do well at Newton and Ridley's Wood, Trevor. Look at this.
What?
On the one hand, they're saying that they're pleased with our sales because they're up. Well, I mean, I could have told them that. And then we get, however, in view of our recent investment in the Rovers' return, in the form of a complete refurbishment, we would be looking for sales considerably in excess of current levels.
Oh.
What that means in English is sell more. What they don't say is how. And short of you going topless, Betty, I've not got many ideas.
Look, that's just breweries, love. They're always on at folks to sell more. You needn't worry, lovey.
I hope you're right. Ah, Mr. Gilroy. Yes, what can I do for you?
Miss Lynch, I'll have an Irish if you have one, please.
A whiskey or stew?
No, I don't think I'll be eating, thank you. My stomach's a bit upset, you know. I can't risk amateur catering.
Put down that carving knife, Betty. Is it a large one?
Go on, then.
And to what do we owe the honour at this hour of the day?
Change of policy, actually. I'm not opening dinner times.
Get away.
That's right. No, it's little point, really. I'm not after the half pint of shandy and a packet of crisps trade. No, it's the serious money I'm aiming for. Leaving Noddy and his chums to places like this.
What he means is Noddy isn't going in there. That'll be £1.36.
Hello, Mrs. Ogden. Oh, you're very busy.
Yeah, well, somebody has to be, haven't they?
And what's that supposed to mean?
Well, I don't see you out brushing the flags, Sally.
No, you don't. What do I want to brush flags for? Just so folk can tramp on them with a mucky hooves. It's just making work, that is.
You want to give Sally that brush, Hilda?
Don't you start. I'll do them stairs tomorrow, Mrs. Ogden, but I'm going out with Kevin tonight.
Oh, where to?
Oh, we're going to Flying Horse. They've got a band on.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Oh, Alec Gilroy. He reckons they're great.
Well, if he reckons they're great, love, it's probably 2 tin whistles and a dustbin lid.
Well, who cares? It's a night out. It's better than sat in Rovers all night.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. So I'm not mucking my hands up now, Mrs. Ogden. I'm going to sort some clothes out for tonight.
You could sort yourself out an apron and a pair of rubber gloves.
Nice one, Hilda. That'll teach him to place a galahad.
Well, it's very nice to be back for the odd evening, although I'm ever so sorry that little Gloria's not so well.
Oh, it's only a cold, now too serious. I shouldn't think you'll be rushed off your feet in any case. We've got competition tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Flying Horse, they've got a group playing, one of Gilroy's specials.
I won't call that competition, more like support.
Oh. And what's the boss of the Northwest's favourite night spot propping up the bar of the humble Rovers for?
Well, I felt like a bit of peace and quiet, so I thought it's either Rovers at Cemetery. You can't get a drink at Cemetery, so I'm here.
You should have picked the Cemetery, Alec. Your jokes would have gone down better.
Flying Horse is packing them in tonight.
You wouldn't want to go there, Alec. They've only got a lousy group on.
They're a big attraction, Bet. You don't mind if I call you Bet, do you?
No.
Shame you couldn't have them here, really. Mind you, it's the wrong feel, this place, hasn't it? Put something lively in here, it'd be like Punch and Judy at a funeral.
But what are Newton and Ridley going to say when they hear that you've got some shady little backhander going with the manager of the Flying Horse?
Shady little backhander? I don't think Sarah Ridley or George Newton would be too pleased to hear you talk about their entertainments manager like that.
Their what?
You know? Oh, aye. I'm booking their acts for them. There's a couple of dozen of their pubs I'm involved with. Well, with my connections in the entertainments industry and knowledge of the licensed trade, I suppose I was the perfect man for the job. Seems like it, anyway. George and Sarah are very pleased.
Do you know something, Alec? Your nose got longer with every word you just said.
You don't believe me? Well, just tell me this then, Bet. If I'm not involved with Newton and Ridley at quite a high level, how come I know that they're disappointed in your results? How would I know, for instance, that they've been expecting more from the Rovers since the refurbishments? Eh, Bet? How would I know that, eh?
Look, it's on the tape.
Well, personally, I wouldn't have thought a drag act was your sort of thing at all, Stella, love. With a what? Yes, we must. Another girls' night out again very soon. Bye.
Well?
Typical. Can't even trust the slimy little toad to be telling lies.
Oh, Jack Duckworth?
Alec Gilroy. He's booking turns in for her at the White Swan and a load of other Newton and Ridley pubs as well.
Oh, so he really is well in with everybody then?
Well, I don't know about everybody, Betty. I shouldn't think he can just troll into Buckingham Palace for a cuppa whenever he feels like it. But yes, according to Madam Rigby, he's well in with the brewery like he bragged he was, which from my point of view is much more important.
Mind you, he's always struck me as a go-getter.
Well, you just have to handle him with a bit more care, won't you? I mean, if he really has got the ear of the top brass of Newton and Ridley's, there could be a bit of truth in what they're saying, you know, about them not being too happy with you after all.
Is that right?
No, it isn't. That was just him mixing it. He just books acts for 'em. He's naught to do with pub management.
Oh, I don't know, though. Folk like him always seem to know everything what's going on. He's a real entrepreneur, like Mr. Baldwin. You have to admire him.
Well, now, you certainly seem to be enjoying yourselves at the Flying Horse the other night, kids.
Yeah, it was great, wasn't it?
Oh, especially the girls singing and the gold body stocking and half a dozen sequins. Cool.
There's plenty more nights like that lined up. I'll tip you the wink.
It's all right, Betty. I'll serve Mr. Gilroy.
All right. I get the red carpet treatment, do I?
All my customers get the red carpet treatment, Mr. Gilroy. Irish whiskey, right? She told me.
With a capital D. The sensational Sabrina. Doing first-class business, too.
So I gather, though dear Stella, bless her, she does have this tiny tendency to exaggerate.
There's no exaggeration, Petal. I mean, they're doing a bomb. I've seen the books. Mind you see, it's the same story with all the other Newton and Ridley pubs I've put acts into. Can't go wrong.
Assuming, just for argument's sake.
Speaking hypothetically.
Quite. If I were to consider putting on entertainment in here...
Could I help you? Aye. I dare say you could fit in one artiste. One very small, thin artiste.
Fault. If she'd have stopped in bed like I told her to when it first started, she'd have been as right as rain now.
You're a hard woman, Betty.
I'm not a hard woman. I'm a tired one. I'm not used to working a full day's work anymore. I like me quiet evenings at home.
Listen, I'm damn sure Gloria would rather be in here than lying at home with watery eyes and a bright red conch. Anyway, I wish working the odd extra night were all I had to worry about.
Oh, we're doing all right, love.
Same old faithfuls, Betty. Was all the new trade we were supposed to be swamped with when we'd had our facelift. I should have had a facelift instead at pub.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Nobody's taking advantage.
Oh, aren't they? What was you doing when I went round there after tea, only ironing a pile of his shirts?
I've always ironed Kevin's shirts.
Yeah, he's wed now. He's got a wife to do it for him.
Yeah, well, but she's not got much idea.
Well, she won't get much idea if you keep doing it for her.
No, the trouble is, you see, they got a different attitude to what we have. They're always going on about equality, but we was brought up to look after our menfolk. I mean, I never considered it beneath me to wash and cook and clean for my Stan.
Aye, that was what a wife was for.
You want to put your foot down before they start taking you for a mug altogether. You work hard all day, you're not entitled to go and start running about after them two youngsters on top of it. I'll have a word for you, shall I? No time like the present.
Just you sit down. It's naught to do with you. If there's anything to say, I'll say it. It's my home.
Yeah, well, you do well to remind them of that fact and all.
Mr. Gilroy.
Give us a long, cool shandy, will you, bet, love? I've just been doing the rounds, visiting my artistes. It takes its toll on the tonsils, you know, shouting above all that din. Every pub I visited was packed to the gills.
On the house.
Oh, that's very civil of you, madam. Believe me, it's nice to find a quiet oasis away from it all.
The sarky old so-and-so. I know what I'd be giving him. Won't be drinks on the house.
You're the one who said I'd have to watch how I handled him, Flo.
I just said be careful. Don't lie down and let him wipe his boots all over you. Ugh, the man's a snake.
Maybe, but he's a snake who seems to have the knack of filling public houses. And if it'll improve business, Bettykins, I could learn to love a flaming boa constrictor. We have to face facts. The state of trade is not good. Target figures are not being reached, and this, as you know, is fairly official.
Oh, this is where you're hiding, is it? I thought you'd all been fired.
We're having a meeting, Hilda.
Yeah, I should think so and all, bar-takings being what they are.
And what do you know about bar-takings, then?
Well, it's common knowledge, isn't it? I mean, it's plain as the nose on your face. All the brass Newton and Ridley have spent doing this place up, and you're not exactly getting mobbed, are you? I mean, you're not getting the big spenders in that.
And what do you recommend we do about that, Hilda, apart from sacking the cleaner?
Well, for a start, you could liven the place up a bit, especially on a weeknight.
Well, I reckon old Mike touch might be the answer.
Come again?
Old Mike, free and easy, I could compare it.
Oh, yeah, they're very popular, free and easies, and they cost nought.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, look what you get. Every Tom, Dick and Harry bawling their blooming heads off.
Seriously, what we have got to find is class entertainment. Something really choice that comes cheap.
Well, you're planning to get that from Gilroy, lovey. Forget it.
Don't kid yourself, Cock. He knows his onions. I've checked up on him. When it comes to pub entertainment, he is Mr. Big.
Oh, yeah, sure. The Bernie Delph onto Weatherfield.
What do you think, Jack? You've worked for the man.
Well, he might be doing the business for Newton and Ridley, but there's 2 or 3 in this town that's bigger than him. I mean, Nev Jacobs, for instance. He's got the finest set of strippers in captivity as Nev Jacobs.
Yeah, well, tell me something, Jack. Forget Nev Jacobs. How does Gilroy operate?
Bottom line's 40 quid, he takes 20%. Guarantees 3 artists, 3 bookings per night. He's got 20 artists on his books.
In other words, you wouldn't mind being a penny behind him?
Not with his current setup, I wouldn't.
Well, if he's raking it in, he can afford to be generous, can't he? To a kindred spirit. Especially if he was sweet on her.
Morning, Alec. How's tricks, lad?
Fabulous. I've got 2 strippers with back trouble and an Irish tenor who can't even remember the words of Killarney. How's things on the ale front? Still fighting them off, are you?
What we need is a good chucker in. Pint, is it?
No, I'll just have half of lager and a small whiskey. I've got trouble with my tonsils.
Throat bad, is it, Alec? Nothing trivial, I hope.
Well, I caught it last night in the gardeners, didn't I? It's all the smoke and fumes. Well, I mean, it's no good telling you. I mean, you must remember what it's like in a crowded pub.
All right, don't bite me head off.
I'm all in already, Alec. Can I not tempt you?
If you're buying.
Oh, naturally.
Sure you can afford? I mean, I don't want to break the bank.
If I didn't know you for the warm and generous person you are, Alec, I might suspect you of being a bit snide.
Warmth and generosity is often misunderstood, Bet. You made any progress, then, about your cabaret plans?
Yes, some. Ever heard of a fella called Nev Jacobs?
Nev Jacobs? That bald-headed vulture. You'd be better off dealing with Dracula.
Oh, you do surprise me. I'd heard he were quite big in the business.
Listen, the only thing big about him is his cigar. Now, look, be warned. He'll come round here, he'll ask you for 50 quid down, and what will you get? A one-legged clog dancer.
You and Gilroy with your heads together just now.
All going to plan, kidder.
Oh.
She's playing her own game, isn't she?
Well, you know, Bet. She likes all the clever stuff, you know, the fast footwork.
Yeah, well, she wants to watch that Gilroy. When it comes to fast footwork, he's got Gene Kelly beat.
Oh, who's left the false teeth this time?
I'll get it, Betty.
OK.
It's only a business appointment.
Right.
Just seek kitchen straight, will you, Petal? And then let yourself out by side.
Oh, right.
Alec, how nice to see you. And bang on time. I'm just fresh out the shower.
Thought you looked a bit pink.
Cheeky devil. Shall I serve the drinks in here, then we can move through to my private quarters?
Oh, I think this is private enough for what we have in mind, don't you?
As you prefer. I've prepared you a cocktail, my own invention. La Passionara. Take a seat.
I would if they weren't screwed down.
Repartee. I love it, I really do. And you're such a master of the art. Here's mud in your eye.
Skull. You don't mind if I get rid of the fruit and veg, do you?
Not at all, Alec.
Well, now, shall we get down to business?
Business can wait, Alec. Let's sheath our swords and get to know one another a bit.
Why not?
I'm not saying you and I could tango, but in some respects we do dance to the same tune. OK, we got off on the wrong foot.
It's disastrous, that, you know, if you're doing a tango.
I bet you've done a few in your time.
I've had my moments.
I heard you were married one.
That was a long time ago. I was a promising young compere then. Now, I'm a shark.
Well, look at me. I were a brownie once, and a choir girl to boot.
Bet this is all very agreeable, but why don't you come clean? You're setting me up for something, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. A girl tries to be neighbourly.
I'm not objecting. I mean, handled right, I can be a very soft touch. So why don't you take a quick shufty through that portfolio there? There's photographs, career histories, there's singers, impressionists, stand-up comics, fall-down comics, even the odd funny comic. You just take your pick and then we can talk terms.
You can't tell from photos, though, can you, Alec? Are none of your artists performing tonight?
Now, that's a loaded question.
Oh, seriously, Alec. Can't you just take me on a grand tour of your cabaret circuit? I'd get a better idea, wouldn't I? Plus, we could have a right good rave up. And did your old mother warn you against wicked women like me?
You're a little handful, aren't you, you? I can feel my percentages trembling all right.
Hey up, here it comes. Look, Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Hiya, gang. This little belter here has treated me like a princess tonight. It's been like a royal procession, I kid you not. All the way from the Flying Horse, where we knocked Stella Rigby's eyes out, to the Honeypot, where Albert, Dean Martin Hardcastle, who's a dead ringer for Ken Dodd, sang. What was he sang, Ali?
Memories. And he isn't one of my artistes.
Not out of your stable, Alec. Just a punter. You do surprise me.
Sign out up.
Well, let's just say we've got some very good prospects in the pipeline. But come, Star Maker, let's talk terms, talk business, eh? Get this show on the road. Let's find a quiet corner where we can get our act together. Vodka's Betty, all the trimmings.
I can sing Memories.
So can I, especially at bedtime.
I'm not quite with you, Ken. All to do with image, you see, Terry. I mean, get the right image and you're swinging, to put it in terms that people like Baldwin favour.
Hey, do you fancy a game of darts?
Yeah, if we can get it in before closing time. I mean, have you ever thought, for instance, why it is he employs Emily?
Well, they are chalk and cheese.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, she's the last person on earth you'd think he'd want doing his books, but there's a very good reason. She gives that ropey company a good image. I mean, for someone as dodgy as Baldwin, having Emily in the shop window, that's a very crafty move.
Do us a favour, love. I cart you all round the flaming town. My wallop must have lost 2 stone in weight, and now you're saying no deal.
Well, if you won't talk reduced terms, Alec.
I am sorry, Bet. You can sweet talk me how you like, but there is no way I can wheel on top-class performers for peanuts. And as for this other idea of yours, well, that, as far as I'm concerned, is a dirty word. But if you insist on doing things on the cheap, that is your funeral. So until our next meeting, good night and sweet dreams.
Right. Everything going according to plan, love?
It is not, Betty. The man may look like an egg, but he's as sharp as a razor.
Hey, but what this dirty word?
Open mic, Vera. Well, Mr. 20% can play it cool if he likes, but we will press on. We shall have a mic, and it shall be open. And it will be our forthcoming attraction. It may be a dirty word to him, but as Hilda said, it costs nought. Cheers, Betty.
Cheers, love.